Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Axello Balya Putra, and I would like to present my teaching practice at Kishi Education Program. So this is our group, and next, I have an overview, background of the program, teaching methodology, teaching implementation, reading section by me, listening section by Gaya, speaking section by Putri Nur, and writing section by Nada, and then exercise and quiz by Ahlan, analysis and findings, and overall reflection and conclusion. So the background of the program, English learning requires students to develop not only language knowledge, but also the ability to use English in meaningful contexts. For A2 level learners, providing opportunities to practice English through interactive activities can help improve their confidence and communication skills. Through this teaching program at Kishi Education Program, we aim to create an engineering learning environment by implementing activities that focus on four main skills. First is reading comprehension, the second is listening practice, and then speaking interaction, and writing development. So the teaching methodology is teaching approach, communicative language teaching. The teaching activities apply a communicative approach that emphasize meaningful language use, interaction, and student participation. The technique of teaching is first question and answer, encouraging students to respond and practice spoken English, reading comprehension activities, developing students' ability to understand written text, and listening practice, improving students' ability to identify information from spoken English, and guided writing activities, helping students construct simple and meaningful sentences, and then interactive exercise and quizzes. So evaluating students' understanding and reinforcing learning materials. Next, teaching implementation. So program overview. The institution is PC Education Program. The learners is A2 level English learners. For duration, 2 weeks. And for the main focus is reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Learning materials, reading text, listening audio materials, speaking activities, and writing exercise. Reading activity, material and objective. So the reading material topic is about Saturday picnic. A short narrative text about Anna and Lisa's experience during a picnic. Learning objective. Through this activity, students were expected to understand the main idea of a text, identify specific information, improve reading comprehension skills, and recognize vocabulary in context. Reading methodology and activities. For the teaching method, reading comprehension approach, guide. Students were guided to understand the text through reading the passage, identifying important information, and answering comprehension question. For the classroom activities, students completed questions related to characters, events, activities, and time sequence. So, for the reading analysis and findings, the reading activity encouraged students to understand related information through contextualized materials. The comprehension question helps students practice identifying important details from the text. Students were able to identify main ideas and specific information from the passage. Students showed improvement in understanding simple narrative text. And then some students need guidance when encountering unfamiliar vocabulary. For the reading reflection, the challenge is some students had difficulties understanding unfamiliar vocabulary, and students needed guidance to identify important information from the text. For the solution are providing explanation of unfamiliar word, guiding students to find keyword and main ideas, and then discussing answers together after completing the activity. For the reflection, the reading activity showed that providing contextualized text and guided question helps students improve their comprehension skills. Through this activity, students became more confident in understanding simple English text. Next is listening activity. Listening materials for the listening activities consists of two materials. Number one is travel conversation audio. A conversation about travel experience focus on identifying specific information. And number two is the Little Red Hen story, a short narrative audio focus on understanding events and details. For the learning objective, students were expected to improve listening comprehension skills, identify key information from spoken text, and then understand simple English conversation and stories. For the exercise in listening, activity 1, question task. Students listen to an audio and answer question related to character, experience, place, events. For example, what does he prefer rather than a beach? For the activity 2, true or false. Students listen to the Little Red Hen story and determine whether statements were correct or incorrect. For the example, the little red hen has 3 friends, true or false. Listening analysis. Activities provided students with opportunities to become familiar with spoken English through authentic audio materials. The findings, students were able to identify key information from audio recording, and then repetition helps students understand unfamiliar word and sentence. Students show active participation when discussing answers. For the impact learning, the activities improve student listening awareness and encourage them to engage with spoken English. For the challenge, some students found it difficult to understand unfamiliar pronunciation. Students need additional explanation for some vocabulary. And then for the solution, playing the audio more than once, explaining difficult word before listening, and then discussing answers collaboratively. And then transition to speaking activities. Developing communication skills through speaking practice after completing reading and listening activities. Students were encouraged to apply their understanding through speaking activities, speaking focus for expressing ideas, answering questions, and then participating in classroom interaction. Objective and focus, speaking objective. The speaking activities aim to help students build confidence in using English orally and then practice responding to questions and improve pronunciation and fluency, and then develop classroom communication skills. For the speaking focus, students practice answering simple questions, expressing ideas, and participating in classroom interaction. For the methodology and activities, communicative language teaching students were encouraged to learn through interaction and meaningful communication. For the activities in the classroom, first is question and answer session, and then classroom interaction, and the last is guided speaking practice. Activity analysis. Speaking activities provide students with opportunities to practice using English in a supportive classroom environment. For the findings, students became more willing to participate in speaking activities. And then students were able to respond using simple English expressions. And some students still need assistance with vocabulary and sentence formation. For the learning impact is the activities help students develop confidence and improve their ability to communicate in English. This is a speaking reflection. For the challenge, students were sometimes hesitant to speak English, and then limit vocabulary affected student response. And I have a solution, providing examples before speaking tests, giving positive feedback and encouragement, and then creating a comfortable classroom atmosphere. For the reflection, interactive speaking activities help students overcome hesitation and encourage them to use English more confidently. And then this is a writing activities, objective and material. Writing objective. The writing activities aim to help students develop basic sentence construction skills, improve grammar accuracy, and practice arranging words into meaningful sentence, and then strengthen vocabulary understanding. For the writing material, scramble sentences, Students were given jumbled words and asked to arrange them into correct sentence. For example, school goes every day to or she. The answer is she goes to school every day. Students were guided to construct sentences by understanding word order, subject and verb placement, sentence patterns, and for the activities, so rearrange scramble sentence, identify correct sentence structures, and discuss it answers with the teacher. The writing activity helps students practice basic grammar patterns and improve their ability to form meaningful sentences. For the findings, students were able to recognize correct sentence structures and students improved their understanding of word arrangement. And the last is some students need guidance with grammar patterns. For the impact, the activities support students in developing fundamental writing skills for everyday English communication. For the writing reflection, first the challenge, students sometimes confuse word order in sentence, limit vocabulary affected sentence construction, and for the solution, are providing sentence examples, reviewing grammar patterns, and giving direct feedback during exercise. Uh, for the reflection, guided writing activities help students develop confidence in constructing simple English sentences. So this is an exercise and quiz or assessment activity. The exercise and quiz activities were conducted to evaluate student understanding of the learning materials, review previously learned concept, and identify student strengths and difficulties. For the assessment materials, the activities included grammar exercise, sentence correction text, and vocabulary and comprehension review. The assessment activities provided opportunities for students to review and apply their English knowledge through structured exercise. For the findings, students actively participate during quiz session. Students were able to apply basic grammar rules, and the activities helped identify areas that required further improvement. So for the learning impact is the quiz activities increase student motivation and encourage active participation through an enjoyable learning process. So the overall reflection and conclusion, the 2-week teaching experience at Kishi Education Program provided valuable learning opportunities for both students and teaching participants. For students, improve basic English skills through interactive activities, increase confidence in using English, and for the teacher participant is develop classroom management skills, gain experience is in designing and delivering English lesson. So for the conclusion, interactive and communicative teaching activities can support A2 learners in developing their English abilities while creating an engaging classroom environment. So thank you so much. This is for me. Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.